All right, welcome back to Danks Code Traders Hub. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, those who are already right here and those who will be coming in. Good morning. All right, as usual, you know how we do this, and I want to just congratulate you to reaching the 1st of July. Yeah, we have entered a new month. Yeah, we have entered a new month, and we know that we had a great success in the last month. Yes, apologies, just a bit of some allergy. So we know that we had a great success in the previous month, June, and now we know that we are going to even get a much better success in this month of July. So if you have not joined the VIP platform for the signals, you have to, if you need to actually. But if you're already making your own signals, then the better. You can always come around as we analyze. Then for the VIP, for the mentorship classes, you need to come around if you want to learn the way we analyze, because July we have started the second half of this year. We have started the second half. One half is done, meaning 2 quarters are down already. Now we are starting, almost 2 quarters, almost 2 quarters. Yeah, so we are now getting into the second half of this year. Are you ready to make money? Are you anticipating great outcomes? That's what we're going to be doing in this. So if you haven't loaded your account, you need to load your account. If you've been waiting for something, you need to do it. You need to take action, because in this life we have to risk. In this life we have to risk, whether you want or not. You find a way. Life on its own is a risk, so you need to always take a risk, but of course taking calculated risks, not just taking risks like that. Yeah, so enough of the chit chat. Let's get into today's session. Father, we give you praise. We say thank you for July, the 1st of July. We say thank you for this beautiful morning. Thank you that we are back here to analyze, to make money online, to make money from these charts on this very market, Lord, the online market. We say thank you that you're giving us a great success. This is the 1st of July. We know that when we begin good and better, we even finish greater than we started. So we come now declaring and giving to you this month into your hands, that you are going to be the one to take the lead, even as we trade, and of course even as we do all the other endeavors of our lives. We give you praise, Lord. We say thank you for the profits throughout this month and even today. We love you. We give you praise. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. So without any further ado, as usual, of course, I know you guys, you already know the drill. We don't waste time when we get into this. So let's get started with Crash 500 as usual, and then we look at what happened yesterday. So Crash 500. So yesterday, we wanted price to break this level. It broke it, but the retest went all the way back down, so we couldn't take the buy. Why? Because the structure changed. This is how it changed the structure. It gave us a break of structure right there, meaning it continued with sales. Now it gave us a lower low, tested again there, then gave us a new lower low. Now it has gone all the way back. So we are not buying anything, although we know we need buys. we are not yet ready to make some buy entries yet, so I can easily delete everything right there. On Friday we wanted price to react to this and then give us what? Give us buys. So according to H4, we are seeing a break of structure currently right about there. We're seeing that, so we are not yet ready to do anything. So surprisingly, we had this fair value gap, those who remember, on Friday, and we thought it was done just because it had touched it, but looking at what it has done now, it came to 50%. You know how we normally look for that. So this price came to 50% of this fair value gap already. So where is the 50%? You can clearly see where that dot is. That's where the 50% is. And if I put my arrow there, you will clearly see that that price actually came and touched. It has not touched it yet. It hasn't touched it properly, so it means it's going to touch it. So we have to wait a bit more for price to touch that level. Yeah, right about there. We need price to touch that level, and then we anticipate the buys to start. So for now, we have no business with this. Why? Because we have a break of structure, so we anticipate pullback again, probably to here, touch that, and then later gives us that kind of a move, probably there, and then it reacts all the way back to there, and then we can come in with our buys. So for now, we delete everything here. Yes, of course, price is reacting to that, but it has now gone to that fair value gap, so these are no longer needed. We can delete everything right there, and then I've deleted what I was not supposed to delete. Anyways, I will have it again. So come get to daily. This was the fair value gap that I was talking about there, and that's where price is now reacting from, and we need price to react to this level. So we are waiting for price to react to it. So as we wait, we will anticipate pullback here, and then just a minute, pull back here, and then hopefully we get to see a breakout. Once it gives us a change of character, then another pullback to give us an entry for us to make that buy entry that we need. So for now, I have no business with this asset right about now. I need to see the pullback to sales. So if I go to H1, I'm not ready for the sales. I'm not ready because we have a breakout structure, buys are in, but then M15 should be giving us the sales later. So we can wait for the sales on M15 to bring us all the way down to this other level where we want to enter buys from. This, if you enter here, down here, that will be a sniper entry. If you enter right here on this 50% of the fair value gap, that will be a sniper entry. But if you fail to make that entry, you wait for the change of character or the reversal signal that will be given, then you enter when it makes this kind of a pullback. Now, I want you to see something. We started buys from here. This is where we started buys from, and we went there, we got some reaction there, and then we came to test that fair value gap, and that's where we are currently. But where the buy momentum started from is right here. I want you to also understand this is right on this order block, right there on that daily order block. So don't be surprised if price gets a weird momentum to continue selling and comes to this, because this is a valid order block where the buy momentum started from. Normally price does that to continue with the buys, so just don't get surprised. All you need right where we are is a reversal signal, so that you're no longer seeing break of structure, you're now seeing a new trend coming around. Then you can make your entry. But if you don't see one, then please, you know that you're continuing with sales, because it is likely to come even right here. These guys have the potential to push price all the way to this order block, so there's nothing you can do as a retail trader. All right, enough of crash. Let's now head over to Boom 1000. Now, yesterday we did not trade Boom 1000. We did not even analyze it. Because on my chart it was not moving. Yeah, it was not moving. It moved like after some hours when we were done with the analysis. So looking at here, you can see this kind of gap. You can see that kind of gap. If I go to M15, you will see yesterday we were around here when I was analyzing. Then it later put these candles, then it made a jump to all the way here, then made another jump to here, and then that's where the charts or the market started from, and that's how it came around. But as we were analyzing yesterday, we never had this market here. Even this was not there at all. So it came later. I don't know where it came from, because by the time we analyzed, we were supposed to be seeing at least around here. But then all this was not there. All this from here to there was not available. So that's why we never analyzed it. So now let's analyze it. So on Friday, we first get to H4, order block there. We wanted buys, I believe, from that level, but then we saw a break of structure. Then it continued selling, did not respect all this, so all this can now go. So price came to that order block. That is a weekly order block, and now it has reached the retracement level of CCI right there. What does that tell us? That tells us that now we need to be thinking of buys. The new week has just started, so we know that we need buys, but we haven't yet gotten a reversal signal according to daily time frame. So we need a reversal signal. If I go to H1, actually H4, I see a double bottom. If I go to H4, I see a double bottom right about there. That is a double bottom. So all we need now is a breakout right there, and that's this. We are going to use a double bottom strategy, and we will make this entry. So all we need is now price to break out there and then come back to the neckline. Those who studied double bottoms, you know this. It's the same as change of character almost, so you can use that. So our entry will be there, and that is a double bottom. That's how we'll be looking for the double bottom. But then if we had come in like let's see, a bit earlier, we would have taken this earlier right there to get that sniper entry, because now looking at H1, this becomes a triple bottom right here. On H1 that's a triple bottom, but on H4 it's a double bottom. So that's how you could take advantage of it earlier to get the sniper entry right here. So for now, I have no business with this. I need to see it continue. I can't enter here. Let me go to M15. M15 is now getting overbought. It's getting overbought, but still not yet. It's going to spike again. Yeah, we need it to spike to break out and then come down a bit again. So probably around this area here where there's this kind of confluence, it may react from there and then come again down for that kind of move that we need. So we need to wait and see what is going to happen. All right, so that is enough on Boom 1000. Let's go to Boom 500. Boom 500, we knew that price was within here. We wanted price to come again here yesterday. This is the reason why I had that, and I did follow it up to make that. Oh, it gave me actually this. I was waiting for something like that, the pullback, then an entry for the sales. So I missed that. But those who followed the analysis, you should have gotten that entry. Those who trade Boom 500, and you should have entered that sale to take you all the way down here for that kind of a big profit. That was a big profit for some good hours. Yes, it was some good hours. I never had enough momentum. You can see how many hours it took to reach the level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, around 5 hours in one trade. I don't think I would have managed to keep within. I don't like trades that are very slow. Yeah, but anyways, that's what we had analyzed. Right about here we have a resistance, and we can see price has broken out of it, but still you can see there is a lot of price rejection that is coming from the uptrend. So there's a lot of price rejection. There's a lot of price rejection going on currently. So I wouldn't do what? I wouldn't do try to force anything right here. I wouldn't. Why? Because the more you force, the more you are likely to make big blunders in the market. Now, those who remember, we analyzed on Friday last weekend anyways, we analyzed and we said we need price to come here, right here. We haven't seen that come through. Price has been rejected several times. Price has been rejected several times, and I want to do this a bit and see if it is making sense actually. If that makes sense, then that means this comes here, that comes here, yeah, that comes there. So we are still within this. So we need price to come there. That's where we need price to come to. And right where we are, we should be entering sales. Right where we are. Right where we are. Anything making sense? Yeah, that was a fair value gap right in there. And price has reacted back to that same level on H1. So the sales should be here according to H4. Sales should be coming in. According to M15, sales should be coming in. So all I need now is a confirmation for me to make this kind of a sale that I need. All I need is a confirmation to enter this kind of a sale. Of course, your first tip is right here, but it's likely to continue selling and breaking that level. So if I don't see this, I may not enter. But wait a minute, was this a break of structure? If it was not, then we can even enter here. I think we can enter. But then that means our stop loss is going to be big. So go to M5. This is a reversal. Okay, that now gives us another scenario that we can look for. So according to M5, I need this, at least a pullback, short pullback there, because this will be confirming to us the reversal signal that we need. So this we are going to enter today, but be assured that if it retests and breaks back this level, you have no entry. If it breaks this level and goes above that, you have no entry. We need a retest there, and then we come in for the sales. We have to sell this. Yeah, it's coming. This is going to be some good money for us if we get the right entry right about these levels. Yeah, right about there. So we have to wait and see what happens. For now, I go to V25S. Now this V25S, I'm already in a sell. I gave this signal to the VIP last night because I had waited the whole day for that signal. Then before I slept, I decided to check back and see what is happening in the market, and all of a sudden I saw when it had given me what I needed, and I quickly told the guys on VIP. I don't know if anyone was even still awake. It was around 1. Yeah, I gave them the signal and to run overnight. Currently we are in big profits. This is H4, so you have to understand what it means for that kind of H4, H1. So that is the money that we are in. So we already know that, so we need this, but now it is going to confirm that it may continue all the way here. And then it gives us that kind of a pullback around that level, even inside a bit. Then we come again with the sell to continue all the way here. So you need to understand that. So for now, I'm just going to keep trailing my stop loss into profits. So right about now, I can delete this and now just wait for this. We want this, and then pull back, then come in with a sell again. So for now, we are still in the sell. And clearly on M15 you can see that you have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now it's gonna come here for a lower high, then it continues with a lower low, looking for a new lower low. All right. I think that's it on V25S. Nothing much that we need to do. I love it on H4 because it is a bit clear. When you go to H1, there's a low momentum, so you may get scared of entering and what have you, but on H4 it becomes a bit clear for you to understand what is happening. So now I wait. Volatility 75. Volatility 75. Vol 75, we wanted a pullback to this level, and it has not yet done. Vol 25 is still slow. This is H1. Yeah, it broke that level but then came back again. So it is still slow. It hasn't reached this level, and I don't want to make an entry that I'm not sure about. So you may enter now and then it comes again all the way here. So I'm still anticipating price to come to this, at least 50% of this H4 or a fair value gap. Then we can think of the buys, but until then I have no business with this. So we are still looking for this same move. We haven't gotten it, and I can't do anything. I can't force anything. Can't force anything. So right about now, nothing I can do. Let's now head over to J50. We need, remember on V75, when we reach here, you have no excuse not to make that buy entry. You have no excuse. Yeah, you have no excuse. Buy entry to get us there, and then probably sales again come around. But for now, we need sales to come around here. But can we enter sales? Not really. I'm not into that. We cannot force when it is having a low momentum. Just be patient to wait for this move right here. J50. Market is still a bit slow, so you need to be like yesterday. The whole day it was slow. Apart from the entries that we made. By the way, those who made the entries, all the entries we made money. All the entries that we made yesterday, all the entries, whether gold, whether was it J10 and J25, all of them we made money on all those assets. So now let's look at J50. So J50, first, was it J50 that we made an entry? This is yesterday. I see a sale, but then it took me out again. I think that it was one of the entries that we made. So J50, we wanted this sale, but somehow I took my oh yeah, this is a problem yesterday. So this was another problem. I think I gave the signal while we were in the analysis. Yeah, so it went into profits all the way here, but then it came and found my SL in profits right here, so it took me out. After taking me out, it came to the entry level, and then look at what happened, all the way to the TP. The TP was here. Yeah, so all the way there, and then went back into the buys. So now I can easily delete everything right here. But then it hasn't reached this other order block. Is it an order block? It's a fair value gap. It's a fair value gap on H4. So it hasn't reached that fair value gap. So it's coming. But remember, we were anticipating this move right there. So first delete what you have there. We were anticipating this move from there to there. And then we come in with sales. We come in with sales to reach this other level. So there's a lot of things going on right where we are. But first, let's clear some charts here. This can go, this can go, this can go, this can go. Yeah. So later in the day, I realized this. I saw this, but then now it has even changed. Now we see this. I told you always try to use the current data to understand what is happening in the market. Don't always rely on the previous data. When let's say if I was now going to use this would not make any sense right now. This was yesterday, but even yesterday we had started from around here. I think, was it here or there, something or so. Data keeps changing as you keep on getting some new points in the market. So that's why you also have to keep updating your analysis so that you don't, as you are waiting, you don't make a mistake of using the data that has already been outdated, and we have a new one that can give you a new insight in the market. So for now, we have that current point which gives us a new insight in the market, and now tells us that it is coming right here. It is coming right here. Remember, I told you we need to first see price come to this fair value gap. Then once it reaches there, we are going to see this move right about there. We are going to see that kind of a move. And that move is going to push us where we want price to reach. And then from there, it's where we're going to see this move. It's where we're going to see that kind of move to bring us where? To here. I think now everything now makes sense. Are we together? I hope we are, and you are marking out these points that we are making. So we know that sales are coming. So since price is below our 10 EMA on H1, you can actually take advantage of this and even enter this short sale to reach here. But knowing that you're risking, knowing that your stop loss is going to be here. So if I know that, I can use a small lot size and put my stop loss right about here, and then look for this kind of move, price to reach this entry, and that's it. Because we know that it has to come here. Why? M15 is selling, looking at CCI, it is coming like that, we know that, and it has to first get here. That's why I'm selling. The other second confirmation, actually this was a confirmation, the price is below our 10 MA, price is coming from that trend line. Then the other confirmation is price is below our 10 MA on H1, and it is also even coming from overbought level. So you now know why sales are some big time that we need. So even entering here, yes, it is a bit late, but looking at what we have, it is clear for us to make that kind of entry. So put your stop loss just about there, and then wait for this kind of move. Take that money, and we'll wait for this other sell move, and then the buy comes in later. That is J50. Let's now go for J25. J25, did we make an entry? No, it was not J25, it was J10. All right, so J25, yesterday, first update this J25. So yesterday we wanted this is H1. So first go to M15, we understand this. So we had a resistance there, we had this. So we wanted pullback from here to there, and then come in from here to here or there, and then we come in with sales. But then the structure changed and it gave us a break of structure. So all this can now go. So we got a break of structure on M15 and H4, break of structure that continued to reach the TP level, the target we were already looking for. So we can delete these also. So it reached that level that we wanted. And then of course we wanted it to reach there, and then we come in with buys. This is the arrow that was anticipating the buys from this very support level. Now, we are not yet ready for the buys, but clearly you see what is happening. This is a strong support, and clearly looking at H4, we are oversold. Daily time frame, we need buys, of course, you know that. We've been looking for buys for quite some time. Yeah, so we had come down to retest. So looking at where we are currently on H4, price is below our 10 MA, meaning we are selling. Looking at H1, we need buys, but still price is below our 10 MA, meaning still we need sales. But something significant is right here. Price reacted to that fair value gap on the H1, and seems that it reached the 50%. It did not. 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 Oh, I think it did. So if it did reach that 50, we may not see price come, but from what we are seeing on H1, Let's go to M15. No, it's going to come again. So we know that it's going to come again. So it's going to come again and probably go through it even to give us a fake breakout there, and then we come in with the buys. So for now, can we enter some sells? Let's go to M15. Oh, something clear now has popped out. So let's bring out our trend lines and understand better what can anticipate right here. So this gave us that, but I can easily use this and do it like this for now and see what is going to happen. You can see that this will be actually, it's likely to be forced to reach this other level, and then we come in with a buy. So for now, we have no business with this asset. I can't enter sales because where it is, it can easily fake us right here and then break out. It can easily fake us right here because it seems to have touched the 50% of that fair value gap. It can easily fake us and then break out here. So you need to be patient for this. You can't just force a trade right there to continue selling. And knowing what we have on we can't even force a buy because we are currently looking for sales on HM15 and even prices below our 10 MA on both time frames, M15, H1, and I believe even H4, prices below our 10 MA. So you can't force anything right here. So we'll actually delete this for now and wait. That would be like that. If I do it like that, then that means this move right here, let's go to H1, we get it clear. This move right there will be our target when we break out. So delete this and have this right here. When we break out, it will be taking us right to that fair value gap. So we are likely not to respect this fair value gap here, but let's just leave it there for now. So I think now this becomes clear enough for us. All right, no more business with this. Let's get to J10 and it's the second last. So we look at finishing this session today. J10. So J10, what happened? J10, yeah, this is where we were yesterday, right here. So we knew this was around. We knew that we need to get some more buys, then we come in with sells later. So the entry here was right here for the buys. So I entered buys. Then buys, I later when it went there, I broke even, just like I told even the guys on signals. We broke even, and it came, took us out, retested from the trend line right there, or from this other support, and immediately spiked or jumped into profits, into the direction we had intended. This was our TP level here. We didn't want to buy beyond this level. So on reaching this level, it actually had enough momentum to break that level and continue all the way, even break this resistance level. And now you can see after the breakout there, retested and then continued with the buys. So that's how that buy came around. So for now, the structure changed. Since the structure changed, all this is no longer necessary. So all that is no longer necessary. Delete that. I want to go to H4. Go to H4 and look at this order block. That order block was not respected. It may now become a support. So right now what we want is price to test this level. The breaker block right about there. So we need this. So if we can go to M15 or H1, we are likely to see some sells. Even H4 itself is showing us some sells that it is overbought according to CCI, but of course it is coming from those highs. That's the reason why we are getting the signal that it is overbought according to CCI. So now we know that. I can easily delete this. We can even take out this. Now we have broken out of this. Now it means, this now means, remember price reacted from this fair value gap right there. So if it reacted to that, then this is no longer necessary. So it reacted to that fair value gap and then went all the way into the buys. So now that is the point of interest that we can use. Delete that. So according to daily time frame, we still need sells, and this was like a retracement. This was like a retracement. So this level right here is likely to shift and go up here if we start to sell. It's likely to shift and go up there like that. Like that. Yeah, it's likely to shift. That is a high, that is a low high, then came here, gave us a low, tried to give us a high, failed, came and then gave us a high now. So meaning it will be coming according to H4 and according to daily to give us sells now. Why? Because now H4 is overbought. So it means it's where we are likely to see sells, and we have a resistance up there which can immediately give us sells. So come to H4, H1 we are not yet overbought, meaning we are still going to look at some bit of a buy coming. According to M15 we have a signal of a sell, but it is having a low momentum, so we can wait. Remember I told you the sell can easily come to this level. We can easily see a sell come to this break of structure here, and then of course it will be matching with what we want on H1 to go back, and then of course coming with sells at a later stage. So what do we do now? Come to M15. Can we make an entry? I think you can, but it's better to wait since it is having a low momentum. You don't want to be in the market that will spend the whole day within a movement like this, like only that. The whole day it can keep playing within this, that being the high, this being the low, and you play within that for the whole day. So you don't want to trade to be in a trade like that. You rather wait. It's better to wait than making a poor decision. Alright, so this is enough on J10. Congrats to those that made some money yesterday on it, even though I didn't make much of it. Yeah, I believe some might have made enough on that very move that I had shared the signal. Let's now go to gold. Gold. So gold, those who actually know that we started to analyze gold in between last month, so now we are having it on the daily. So yesterday, let's see the move that I shared. Oh, this is H4, so let's go to H1. Yeah, H1 was here, so we wanted this sell. I wanted this sell to come here, then we can come later with the buy, but it did not actually reach this other level. So when I realized we are starting to get some rejection, I quickly moved out of that sell. So where we are currently, price decided not to actually react to that OB, it actually reacted to this other one. So now we clearly see that the buys started. So remove the history, remove the arrow. Now remember, we wanted price to react from this fair value gap on H4, but looking at what happened, this was never respected. Why? That tells you that the general sentiment of the market is now looking for buys. So I can easily delete that. Sentiment is now buys. That's what you can clearly state. So we know that we left some liquidity all the way up there according to the daily time frame. We left liquidity there because that is a fair value gap. So we are currently looking for buys on H4, and we sort of got, one can say this was like a change of character. Oh, the change of character was on H1 right here. This was a change of character there, and now we started to see some higher highs and higher lows right there, break of structure. So this was our first break of structure. So we need now price to come test this other breaker block level right about there, and then we get into the buys again. What you're seeing, these that you're seeing here, I can easily delete them for now, that because we know we want that move. So I can for now take it out, but we need price to get all the way up there. So I will leave that already. I'll leave that one only because this kind of move is what we are currently seeing, because it has now come from that order block. Is it an order block? Is it a what? Yeah, it's an order block. You can even call it a support according to daily time frame. So we've now gone back to that level. It's sort of a resistance level. According to H1, we should be looking at some sells later. So right now, I can't tell you to sell or to buy. I can only tell you to wait for sells, because this kind of a sell move is going to come, and it's going to be giving us our current higher low. It's going to be giving us our current higher low. It may reach here, it has so many levels, but this is a breaker block, so it's likely to come all the way here, but it can easily even come to that and then go back into buy. So you need to know, you need to anticipate. So if you're looking at M15, you see that you have many break of structures, so it can easily come for any of those and then return back into the buys. Because we are not market movers, we can't dictate the price movement. We can only follow what we can see, what these other market movers are pushing. All right, so enough of this. Let's now do the recap, and we call it a day. All right, so we started with crash 500. So all we need is pull back here, and then breakout, and then retest. So it's like a full move until we see a change of character. This will be like to give us a double bottom. This will be giving us like a break of a change of character on such a level, probably, if it keeps around there. And then once we have that, then we know that the pullback here will give us a better entry for the buy. But until then, we have no business with this. Boom 1000, yeah, we need a breakout there. It is happening smoothly, but then we need it to reach there, and then you can even sell it short and then or you wait for the buys right about there, because once we get this kind of a buy, you know that it's going to be taking us all the way up for some good time. Yeah, so the buys will be very sweet right around here when we get a clean entry. Boom, 500. All right, a pullback happened and it went all the way back, so M15 should be okay for us. Can we wait for this candle to close? I think we can. Then we can come in with some sells, although H1 is not buying that, so you can wait for the next candle to close. Once the next candle closes, then I think we'll be ready to see what we can do with, what we can work out with on M15. Yeah, but until then, this is just need to wait, because something like this can be dangerous. A move like this can be dangerous once you see something like that. Why am I saying this? Because this normally breaks going up, it continues, it doesn't go down, it continues. So in as much as we want this, we are not likely to see it, we are likely not to see it. So I can even delete it now. Sorry, deleted what I was supposed not to delete. So we are likely going to see that, to continue with that. So for now, this now becomes a no-go for me. This becomes a no-go for me because it's coming all the way up there. It's gonna break this, it's gonna break this, it's gonna break through this, I believe so. All right, so enough of that. Let's now go to V25. V25, we are in big profits. Those who entered with the signal that I shared last night, congrats, please. We are in big monies. We are in big monies. We are in big monies. I think I can take my TP right here when it reacts here. That will be my first TP, and then I wait for the pullback. Then I can enter now another clean, which I can probably even swing from there to all the way down here. So that is V25S. V75, we still need price to come here, so this is slow and we cannot even trade it at all. So I have no business with it. Don't focus on it. This is J50. We entered a sell. We wanted to take advantage of the sell to reach here, but apparently we are in floating losses, but we are still below our 10 MA, which is still a good thing. So we wait and see if it is going to take us out there or if we are going to make this money. But we know that we need price to come all the way here and then give us an entry to take us all the way up there. Yeah, because there is some price rejection from these candles that you see. That's why even the sells are a bit more needed right here. So we wait and see. J25 seems price has touched that level again, but we have not yet gotten a better entry, but we need a better entry for the buys to come in. So until then, we have no business. We need to get an entry. Price is still below our 10 MA, both on H1 and M15, and that's not a good thing for us to be looking for buys. We have to wait a little bit more. Yeah, so for now, wait, patient, be patient, because this buy is going to be a good clean buy to make that good clean money. This will be a good clean money for us to take advantage of. Second last is J10. J10 is a no-go for us because it still has a long way. It still has a long way from what we've seen. We are overbought. So we need, yes, H1 is not yet overbought, but we are overbought on H4. But we need something like this for us to confirm the reversal on H1 and H4, and then we can come in with sells to take us all the way down again, like we had already discussed. Then lastly is gold. Gold, there's a strong, what has happened? Sorry, I've just seen that my internet was buffering. I don't know if you missed some things. So I was saying, enough of today. If you missed yesterday's analysis, you can always check it back. And of course, if you missed some of the first things I talked about, you can always go back and check through and be able to understand what we've been talking about, and you catch up. So let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading month, happy trading day. Remember to use proper risk management and always to be patient with some of the moves. Don't always rush into making poor decisions. Happy trading. See you guys. Bye-bye.